And considering all that we have seen, which are now the possible future scenarios? Theoretically, under a wrongly designed current financial system worldwide, once the crisis has hit, we can think of 4 possible scenarios. The first scenario is the catastrophic one, in which the whole banking system based on a fractional reserve collapses. This scenario seems to have been avoided by central banks, which, acting as lenders of last resort, are bailing out private banks wherever it is necessary. The second scenario is just the opposite of the first one, but equally tragic. It consists of an inflation cure so intense that a new bubble is created. This forward escape would only temporarily postpone the solution of the problems at the cost of making them far more serious later. This is precisely what happened, as a matter of fact, in the crisis of 2001. The third scenario is what I have called already the Japanization of the economy. It happens when the reintroduction of the cheap credit policy, together with all conceivable government interventions, entirely blocks the spontaneous market process of liquidation of unprofitable investments and company reconversion. As a result, the recession is prolonged indefinitely, and the economy does not recover and ceases to respond to any stimulus, as I said, involving either monetary credit expansions or Keynesian methods. And finally, the fourth and final scenario is currently the most probable one. It happens when the spontaneous order of the market, against all odds and despite all government stupid interventions, is finally able to complete the microeconomic readjustment of the whole economy and the necessary reallocation of labor and the other factors of production toward profitable lines based on sustainable new investment projects. In any case, after a financial crisis and an economic recession have hit, it is necessary to avoid any additional credit expansion, apart from the minimum monetary injection strictly necessary to avoid the collapse of the whole fractional reserve banking system. And the most appropriate policy would be to liberalize the economy at all levels, especially in the labor market, to permit rapid reallocation of productive factors, particularly labor, to profitable sectors. Likewise, it is essential to reduce public spending and taxes in order to increase the available income of heavily indebted economic agents who need to repay their loans as soon as possible. Economic agents in general, and companies in particular, can only rehabilitate their finances by cutting costs, especially labor costs, and paying off loans. Essential to this aim are a very flexible labor market and a much more austere public sector. These measures are fundamental if the market is to reveal as quickly as possible the real value of the investment goods produced in error, and thus lay the foundation for a healthy, sustainable economic recovery. However, once the economy recovers, and in a sense the recovery begins with the crisis and the recession themselves, which mark the discovery by the market of the errors committed and the beginning of the necessary microeconomic readjustment, I am afraid, I repeat, that, as has happened in the past again and again, no matter how careful central banks may be in the future, the question, can we expect them to have learned their lesson? For how long will they remember what has happened? Nor how many new regulations are enacted? As in the past, all of them, and now especially Basel II and III, have attacked only the symptoms, but not the true causes. I am afraid sooner or later, new cycles of credit expansion, artificial economic boom, financial crisis and economic recession will inevitably continue affecting us until the world financial and banking system are entirely redesigned according to the general principles of private property law that are the essential foundation of the capitalist system and that require a 100% reserve for any demand deposit contract.